Good morning, Olivia.
Good morning, Sarah.
How are you?
I'm good. I want to acknowledge right when we start, right at the very top, that we definitely both logged on in different clothes. And we made the choice to match. And it was on purpose. So you can't bully us about it because we did it with our eyes open.
Olivia and I have this habit of showing up in essentially this color, this like maroon color, whether it's both leggings, both sweaters, tunics. Like I don't even own that much of that color, although I will say it's increasing because my mom bought me the sweater and was like, okay, so do you want like white or black or gray? And I like my initial gut reaction was gray, but I have a lot of gray sweaters. And white sounded really pretty, but I have 3 kids. Let's be real. And then I was like, ooh, if I get this color, then I can randomly match with Olivia more. And then you went and bought a fuzzy sweater that's not that color, but at least we're both fuzzy.
I will tell you, honestly, there was one that was like the true wine, like the color that we always end up matching in, and it is sold out. And that's the reason why I have this pink one.
I really like that color.
Thank you.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is the MixTape.
Yep. It's a piece of the Parent Trip, which is the overarching umbrella. And this mixtape is a twice-a-month YouTube conversation between me, Olivia, and her, Sarah. Nope, that way. Sarah.
That way.
We're going to talk today about all things holidays. And we'd love you to join us, but we'd love you to join with us forever. So please hit the button at the bottom, subscribe. You can turn on the little bell to get the notifications when we post something new, so you can be the very first person to know about it. And we have a Patreon.
Yeah, so we have a Patreon, which is a place that you can come and join our community and be a part of all of this, like on a little bit more off the cuff sort of way. Olivia and I have
been off the cuff enough for you. Take it to another level.
Olivia and I feel really strongly about keeping the Parent Trip itself and the mixtape and all of the different things that we offer through the Parent Trip free for you and for everyone. We think this information should be accessible and is important. And so the Patreon is one way that you can help support the longevity of this project for Olivia and I to keep having the steam or the gas in our tank, if you will. To keep moving along. So head over to patreon.com/theparenttrippdx and you can join in. We're going to start talking about merch in there.
And we're also offering our very first like exclusive to patrons thing, which is that last weekend we had our 5th Parent Trip event. It was awesome. It was rad. It was all free online. We did it live on YouTube and Facebook. And then yesterday we took it all down. Put it on Patreon. So if you missed it and you're like, oh man, you can join the Patreon at literally any level. You can join us at 50 cents a month and you can have access to 11 hours of footage talking to over 30 different providers about everything.
So it's just such a wide range because between the East and the West, because it was a little different this time. We had new drivers on the West side and they picked providers for the West side, which meant that things kind of split off a little bit. It wasn't quite so matchy,
yeah.
Which was great because that meant there was a little more variety. Like we have never had a physical therapist talk about pregnancy before.
Right. Totally. And Dr. Meredith is amazing.
Yeah.
Basically, we have a whole mixtape episode about how great the Parent Trip is. You should go watch it because now we're going to talk about the holidays. But join the Patreon and you can watch it all.
Yes. Okay. What are you doing for the holidays, Olivia?
Well, I don't know if you know, but there's a pandemic.
I guess.
So my family is small at the moment, and it's even smaller in this pandemic. So my family is not traveling. We're not seeing anybody who's outside of our bubble, which means we aren't seeing my husband's parents. We aren't seeing my sister-in-law. We aren't seeing my niece and my nephews, which is a super bummer. And we're not seeing my sister. So what we're doing instead is we're trying to get a little creative. So one of the things we're doing is we bought tickets to the drive-through zoo lights at the Oregon Zoo.
Nice.
And we're doing that on Christmas Eve as a caravan. So my parents-in-law with my niece and my nephews will be in their car, and my husband and I with my parents will be in our car, and we're going to be on speakerphone, and we're all just going to talk about all the lights that we see.
I love it.
So we're doing that. And then the other thing that we're doing, which is a very particularly Murphy, that's my maiden name, that's my home of origin. A very particularly Murphy holiday thing is that when I was a child, we used to spend Christmas break kind of just having the extended Lord of the Rings playing all the time. The joke was, those of you who know me from high school, was the Frodo Channel. The Frodo Channel was on at my house. So
like what day of the month does this start?
What?
What day of the month does it start?
Well, it usually started whenever Tessie and I got off school for Christmas break.
Okay. So
it would be like we would start the extended versions of the movies, those would run, and then we would start do you really want to know how intense this is?
I do.
Start all the features on the extended, mini documentary that's like, I don't know, 50 hours of footage about the making of the movies. Then that would
start it all over again.
Yeah, we would just watch it all the way. So the point is, this year, every Sunday, starting this Sunday, my family is getting on FaceTime and watching one of the Lord of the Rings movies for the next 3 Sundays together, the extended version, obviously. So David said, Mr. Olivia, the husband, said the other day, he was like, so we have 7 hours of stuff to watch on Sunday? I was like, it's like 4. Why are you being like this? So we're watching the Fellowship of the Ring starting on Sunday, and then we'll move our way through.
That's great.
It's not going to look the same. So everybody's watching. We're recording this on Wednesday, December 9th. Tomorrow night is the first night of Hanukkah. So my family's FaceTiming to light the candles. We're just doing our best to try and stay connected and do our thing. But it's going to be weird. It's going to be different. That's what we're doing.
Nice.
What about you guys?
So we are in a bubble with my husband's parents and aunt and uncle and sister. It's pretty much the entirety of our bubble. And so luckily his sister is also one of my best friends. And we have an annual tradition of watching White Christmas with the kids. So she is coming over tomorrow. So it'll be last week when y'all see this. To have hot chocolate and popcorn and watch White Christmas and sing along. And that's going to be lovely and normal, which is just amazing that we get to do that. They were not in our bubble until very recently. And so I never would have imagined that we would get to have any sort of normal. And so we'll probably spend Christmas Day with them. I might have to steal your Zoo Lights idea for my family because I don't get to see my niece and my parents. And that would be really fun to caravan through Zoo Lights. Or I wonder
drive-through options right now in Oregon. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm wondering what the Oregon Garden is doing.
Yeah. And the PDX Raceway up by the airport where I live is doing one too. So if you're watching this and you're not in Oregon or in Portland, definitely just do a little bit of Google searching. I think a lot of places are doing drive-through light displays.
Yeah.
And whether you do it with, your other family in the car behind you, or whether you just do a drive-through date. Anyway, the point is it could be fun.
What else? So I celebrate Solstice every year. And one of my favorite things that we've done is a Solstice Spiral with the kids. So you set up a big spiral on the ground that kids big enough for kids to walk through, and adults really. And then you have a center candle, and they walk in with their unlit candle and light it. And then on their way out, they set it somewhere along the spiral so it lights up the room or outside, just bringing more light, celebrating that the light's coming back. And I really wanted to do that this year. So I'm figuring we're going to try it on Zoom or Google Meet. So I'm going to have everybody show up with their lights off, and one by one, they're going to turn on their camera with a little, a lit candle already.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous, because, when you do it in a room, you can feel the energy of we're being kind of somber and we're thinking and it's soothing. And I don't know how well that's going to translate online, but I think it'll be good.
Well, I feel like if everybody has the lights off in the room they're watching,
yeah,
you get that glow coming from the screen.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. In that same light, my family, my mom's extended family, has always had a New Year's candles tradition where we like light candles and write our wishes for the next year. So I'm also initiating that online, which will be a little bit less ceremonial because we kind of just hang out and talk while our candles burn. But I'm trying to get that going because we just need that connection, right?
Yeah, totally. So if you're watching this right now, whether you're watching it on YouTube or I guess that's the only place you can watch it. Tell us in the comments what you're doing. Like, how are you making this holiday season special? Do you have like a really bomb idea that you're going to do? Back for Thanksgiving, my best friend who lives in Boston and her family's on the West Coast, they did like a cooking day together where they just put their stuff in the kitchen. They all made the same recipe. So they were able to be like, are your onions burning? What are you doing? And I thought that was really lovely. So people are being really creative. So if you've got something that you want to share with just Sarah and I or the, world at large, please just put it in the comments. Because I think we could all use a little bit of help getting creative.
I mean, we all have to stay home, but it doesn't mean that we have to cancel holidays. And it doesn't mean we have to be, yes, we're going to have feelings and that's okay too.
Yeah.
But you can also find some joy here and there.
Totally. Man.
Mm-hmm. I would like to show you my little tree just because I have something to tell you. This guy is so cute. Is a little nutcracker with skis. And I don't think that well, also I have this. So first, I have a snow globe. Mm-hmm. This is my I wish I had a collection.
Item.
First of all, I'm picky, so that makes it harder. But there's less snow globes at a Goodwill than you would think.
Oh, yeah, because probably they break, right? Probably.
But I do have a Nutcracker collection. So our entire piano is covered. And it all started, I think, when we bought. Yeah, I'll take a picture and share it with you later. Maybe I'll share it with all of you.
Yeah, maybe actually, if you see on Instagram the tile for this thing, swipe past it, and we'll include a picture of her Nutcracker collection.
Perfect. So it started with my two older kids. We were at Fred Meyer when they were little, and they had like the biggish Nutcrackers, like probably this tall. Mm-hmm. And we bought one for each of them. And they like played with it. They go see the Nutcracker every year with their grandparents, which is something that I have been meaning to Google, is like an online Nutcracker experience.
Is happening. I've definitely seen people sharing about it.
Cool. I need to get on that. So, they would dance around with it because they would always go see the ballet. And I'm an avid thrift store shopper, as probably many of you know by now because I talk about it. And I would find like these random little Nutcrackers. And so we have all these. We've got one with like a little, probably a ukulele. We've got the skier. Just this year, I found a baker.
That's so fun.
We actually have a Clara from Nutcracker.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one female there.
Here we go. This is the MixTape's plea to the Big Nutcracker Corporation. We'd like to see some more diversity in your Nutcrackers.
Yeah, come on. So that's something about me.
Get with it, Big Nutcracker.
But I don't know how much they're even making these cute little ones anymore, because every time I have to glue pieces on when I bring them home because they're like falling apart. They're definitely old. I love them though.
Fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Do we have anything fun like that? I don't think, my husband's the big collector, so I don't ever feel the urge to like add another thing to collect. Yeah, we've got some stockings that a friend of ours made. Oh, this is a good segue. So Sarah and I wanted to spend part of this episode just talking about the movement that we saw for Small Business Saturday following Thanksgiving, and also just some feelings we have around supporting small business as two small business owners. So before we jump into that, I'll just say last year I spent a chunk of money and bought 3 stockings that were handmade by a friend of mine. Were made by Diamond Hill Quilts, by the way, not local to Portland. She lives in the San Juans, so local-ish. And we got to design everything we wanted out of them. So they have a cohesive look between the 3 of them. There's one for me, one for David, and one for Bondo. And mine is very like generic hot December season. Like I didn't want super Christmassy, or because my family celebrates both. So, and Hanukkah. So it's got like these beautiful trees on it and my name in cursive embroidered on it. David's is black satin with like big, thick, like Metallica letters that say David. Because that's what he wanted. And when we pulled it out of the box this year, he was like, God, my stocking's so cool. And then Bondo's is smaller and it has a little bow on it with a ribbon and it says Bondo. And it was just like, it felt great to spend the money knowing where it was going. It felt great knowing that I was buying these items that we're going to be using for hopefully the rest of our lives, right? Taking them out every year. And it felt awesome to be able to like personalize it that way, right?
Yeah.
That like David got his weird Metallica death stocking and loves it and will continue to love it. And it doesn't look out of place with mine and with Bondo's. And, you know, because she's a friend, she was like, okay, so I just put all of the extra fabric in an envelope and I'm putting it in my studio and it says Spitzer's on it. And whenever you need me to make another stocking, I have it all here. So this is not, don't get excited. This is not a statement.
I might be feeling a little emotional just in general. That just this warms my heart so much. That's just like the sweetest thing.
That's what you get when you work with a small business. That's what I want to say before we go into this next segment is that you get that personalization. You get somebody who's willing to put fabric away until you grow your family. You get that really that closeness of knowing that you just made someone's day by making an order.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely seen a lot of posts about that have been shared around like someone like, I woke up to a big order and just know that like, that's my grocery bill today. Thank you for, know that this is what you do when you buy from a small business. You actually put money into them being able to buy food for their family or to pay for their electric bill. It's not just like a trickle down eventually gets to the CEO kind of thing.
Right. Totally. And it's worth saying that like Small Business Saturday is all well and good, but really it should be Small Business 2021 is what we should be talking about. Especially during this pandemic, the businesses need it. I saw a post the other day that was like, your favorite local restaurant, it's on the verge of closing. I know nothing about it. I don't even know where it is, where in the country you are. That is on the verge of closing. You need to support them. So Sarah and I wanted to set aside some time during this episode to just talk about some very micro businesses that we would love for you to consider supporting this holiday season.
So what Olivia and I talked about with these small businesses is wanting to create or to promote some businesses that are actually like makers, not that they're ordering from somewhere else or anything like that. When you make an order, they get to it, they get busy, they do their craft, and then they send it to you with their love and their care. And so Olivia and I each have picked and found some local businesses that either we have a relationship with or we just think that they make really cool stuff to share with you. And on top of that, they have all offered to give you, our MixTape watchers, a discount. So we're going to talk through them. We'll tell you the discounts out loud. They'll flash on your screen. They will also be below in the comments. So we've got you. Buy some cool local stuff. Support these people who are just trying to make it through this year.
And are making things in their homes with their hands. Like the whole experience that I just talked about with my stockings and being able to like choose what I wanted out of them and everything like that. That's available to you.
Yeah. So it's so great. So this first one actually that I'll talk about is because I know this person from high school way back in the day. But also I just made a custom order from her for Christmas for my oldest. So it's Gay Crochet Co. And mostly she does really adorable little crocheted bonnets for babies and toddlers. I happened to make an order for my 10-year-old and she's starting, I think, to go out a little bit more into bigger sizes. Well, they're so cute. She does really beautiful patterns. You know how, like when you buy crochet at like Old Navy or somewhere, it tends to be that same pattern all the time. So I kind of had forgotten that there were other patterns, and she's always posting like all these different types of stitches or whatever that she's doing. And they're so beautiful. So let's see, her code is Parent Trip with a capital P at the beginning. And it's 5% off. And she's got a bunch of like ready to go stuff. And then, like I said, I did a custom order. I don't know how much time she'll have for those before Christmas, but She's got lots of beautiful stuff for your babies and for your toddlers. And I think she's now making doll bonnets too.
Oh, adorable. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They can match.
Wonderful.
They can hold their doll and match.
Okay, so my first maker that I want to highlight is Barn Owl Wood Designs. So this is a friend of mine, Eric. He's a carpenter. I know him from my theater days, and he's, like a lot of people, remaking himself in the pandemic, right? He can't build sets because we're not doing plays. So instead, he's making these absolutely mind-blowing, beautiful pieces of wood devices that you can have for your house. He's making charcuterie boards. He's making wooden knives. He's making beard combs, which are super cool. He's got these new salt boxes for you to keep on your counter to salt your food. Like you put it right next to your stove, right? That look like the basalt salt towers in Oregon. You know what I mean? Yeah. I worked with him to do like Sarah did with her beanie for her daughter. I worked with him to do a special commission for my husband for our anniversary. He made us a cribbage board special, and he's just amazing to work with. Super great collaborator and really, really skilled. So Barn Owl Wood Designs, offering 10% off any purchase. All you have to do is mention the MixTape.
There you go. Very cool. So next, I'd like to talk about the Nature Atelier. This is a Portland woman-owned business. Her name is Angela. She's wonderful. She gifted some of her sensory dough to the Parent Trip Beyond giveaway baskets back a couple weeks ago. And I highly suggest that you go and check out her shop. Unfortunately for us, great for her. We're very happy for her. Her stuff has sold out leading up to the holidays. So she has given us a code, Parent Trip 15, that she's going to extend into January. The reason this is great is that we're all going to need stuff to do. It's rainy, it's dark, it's gloomy. We need some calm too. This is one of the things I love about her stuff. So when you go shopping at some big box store for children's toys, right, you get bright colors, you get loud sounds, and it tends to create this like chaotic energy. Not always, but often. And this kind of goes along with, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Waldorf, Reggio Emilia, Montessori type schools, where they focus a lot more on like wooden toys, beautiful like materials, more subtle colors. And it's just like a really lovely sensory experience. And I feel like in general, when kids engage in those kinds of toys and play, it tends to have this like calm energy, which is lovely. So she's got the dough. She's got these wood carved stamps for the dough. And those are beautiful. And then there's these craft kits, which is what I'm eyeballing for my older kids, I think. The sensory dough would be great for my little. So maybe, who knows, maybe I'll make a large order in January to get us through. But there were some really beautiful, like the kits come with several projects, and it comes with most of the supplies you need. And then maybe you go out and collect some leaves or acorns or rocks or whatever to go along with it. So anyway, it's just really beautiful stuff. We're sorry that you can't use the code to shop for the holidays, but we hope that you will support Angela and the Nature Atelier come the new year.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that sounds great. I mean, we've talked about this before, about how endowing something with value makes you value it, like that cycle that happens.
Yeah.
The next maker I want to talk about is the Northwest Dog. I just told you about our dog has his own stocking. So I guess it's unsurprising that I want to highlight a maker who makes stuff for dogs and dog owners. But the Northwest Dog makes homemade dog bandanas, which are super adorable. They also make like cute little pouches for holding your dog poop bags, which we currently have like a piece of metal weird thing that attaches to our leash. So maybe we need to invest in a bag from the Northwest Dog. They also make dog treats and just like general stuff for dogs. So Sarah's kind of been covering some stuff for kids. I tried to throw in some things for grownups, and now we've got something for your dog too. And the Northwest Dog just Everything's homemade. It's made like in my friend Cam's house, which is amazing. Also her husband runs a dog training company. So like they're the couple to get everything you need for your dogs from. And the Northwest Dog currently has a coupon code that you can use. That's the MixTape 10. And you can get 10% off any purchases there. And we will probably be buying a bandana for Bondo because David has a thing about really wanting a dog and a bandana. So
I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this code. We do not have a dog. We have a very old grandma kitty, but my in-laws have 2 little dogs and my brother and sister-in-law have 2 little dogs. So maybe I'll have to go shopping for some puppy presents. Okay, so I have one final one to share. It is Simple Alchemy. They are also here, local in Portland makers. I actually have stuff to show you. This is cool. I bought these. So this one is the Simple Alchemy Citrus Burst Wooden Wick Candle. It says hand poured in Newburgh, Oregon, which is where I grew up. Pure soy wax and essential oils. It says 40+ hour burn. I don't think I'd read that part before. So it's in this glass. It's got a metal lid. It's got the beautiful, I don't know how many of you have used like wood wicks before. Have you used wood wicks before, Olivia?
Yes, they're amazing because they sound so great.
Yeah, it's like this little, like your little fireplace. So one of the things I love about them is that they are really super mindful about stuff that gets thrown away. So their idea is that anything that gets used, so I also have here a deodorant. So this is all in like a cardboard packaging. So the idea is that if you throw it away, it's going to break down really easily. Or like in this case, it's a glass jar. You can reuse it for something else. And I know that even for like when they ship stuff, literally everything they use is with our environment in mind, which I think is wonderful.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, this is a cute little deodorant that they make. This is also citrus. I might have a thing. And I really like it. Like, I know that, everyone tries all these different like natural deodorants and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I felt really good about this one. They also make like bars of soap. They're really cute little bars or not bars. What are they? They're like little, we put ours in a cupcake liner, like a silicone cupcake liner in our shower. Cause like just the perfect shape. So they have a bunch of really lovely bars of different types, including face wash, body wash, shampoo bars, all kinds of stuff. And so they have a capital P Parent Trip 10 discount code for you.
That's awesome. If any of this sounds rad to you, we would just really encourage you to make an order with any of these places. You're going to be changing someone's day by ordering from any of these makers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or maybe you're on top of it. You've already gotten all your Christmas presents or holiday presents done. But you could go follow them, like maybe you're going to need a natural deodorant in 2 months. Go follow Simple Alchemy on Instagram. They also take gorgeous pictures. One half of them is a photographer. Her work is amazing. So go follow them, show them some love on social media. That makes a really big difference also for small business owners, like knowing that people have eyes on them and care. So go follow them. We'll put some tags down below with their coupon codes.
So we just want to wish everyone a happy holiday season. We know this year is hard. We know that it's different than it's ever been. And we just want to say that we all think you're quality. And we're glad that you're here with us. And we just wish you the best during this kind of wonky time.
We got this. It's been the most amazing thing to see all of the innovation. I just think we got to get through it, but I think we're going to come out of it better.
Yeah. Happy holidays, everybody. Whatever one you celebrate. If you celebrate none of it and you just like being in December, we just wish you the best. And yeah.
Enjoy all the warm, fuzzy sweaters and blankets and have some good warm beverages and see you on the other side.
Beep, 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 beep. Thanks for watching. If you liked our channel, please make sure that you hit the button at the bottom and subscribe so you don't miss any other videos we have coming up.
If you want to know the moment we post, hit that bell to notify you.
Ding, ding. We're also on Facebook and Instagram
at the Parent Trip PDX.
And we have a Patreon that we'd love you to check out.
We do all of this for free. We love to support you. We love to share all these resources, but it would help us out a lot